Hey, welcome. Okay, so let's begin, and I will start with introducing Get Set Up, and then we continue. I would really request everyone to keep your mics muted. Today, we are speaking on a very, very interesting topic, which is extremely close to my heart, which is connected with men's health. And so, let's just dive into the topic and let's see what we have. You can hear me properly, all of you?
यस मैम
श्री कैसे हो?
एकदम बढ़िया अभी तक सो रही थी मैम
Okay, I think I need to. Okay. So today we are going to speak about men's health and why men's health. I mean, last 2 days back we took women's health. 2 दिन पहले हमने women's health के बारे में बात करी थी, and we were speaking about the beliefs around women's health. And somewhere I feel that we have neglected this area. क्योंकि लेडीज तो बातचीत करके कुछ ना कुछ तो पता कर ही लेती हैं. But men speak like this. You ask them, how are you? How are you? You're fine?
ठीक है.
ठीक है. They don't want anyone asking them difficult questions, especially an Indian man. For him, being okay all the time is very, very important. Because in my country, if the man is not okay, then he feels that he's going to worry the whole family. So I know of someone who died of COVID 2 days back. And his family is discovering for the first time that he has a cupboard, and behind the cupboard is another cupboard. And what is kept in that other cupboard, which is behind the cupboard? सोचो क्या पड़ा होगा वहां पे? His files and his poetry that he has written to his ex-wife. I wouldn't call her ex-wife, but somebody who he was not living with last 4 years because she had left him and was demanding a divorce from him. And letters to his daughter and to his son. When he was alive, he could never talk to his family and tell them anything. In fact, he was known for never expressing himself. He was known for ये तो इतना ठंडा है, express ही करना नहीं आता. और अब, if you go into his files, they're not just any poetry. It's poetry with the depths of his heart that he has written. He's written the poetry literally with blood. Why is it that when men have so many emotions, they are not allowed to express their emotions? Why have they hidden this beautiful treasure box of theirs just in the letters which are kept in hiding? All the women and men on this forum, I really, really am in deep gratitude to each and every one of you for helping me to bring this topic in front, because today there are more men committing suicide in my country as well as in other countries. Mental health is something that we really need to look at. And we really need to acknowledge that we, as a society, have put men as well as women under pressure, but the pressure is different. We are putting people in boxes and we are expecting people to react from those boxes. I would really urge all of you, when I'm explaining what Get Set Up is all about, if you can put down in the chat box, why do you think men are not talking about when they're feeling sad, when they're feeling empty, when they're feeling that life is coming to an end? Why are they not able to express their love? Why are they only able to express their anger more loudly? What's really happening? क्या हो रहा है ऐसा कि आदमी अपनी खुशी एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा है, सैडनेस एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा है, सिर्फ एक ही एक्सप्रेशन है उसका, गुस्सा। गुस्सा इतना हसीन है तो प्यार कैसा होगा? और सोचिए, जरा लिखिए, put it down in the chat box. Why do you think men rather express their anger than express their love? And I'm not saying men don't express, but our society isn't really aiding them to express. And why is that happening? चलिए फटाफट लिखिए बॉक्स में. So I'm your guide, Dr. Anu Mehta. I am not a conventional doctor. I am a PhD in philosophy, and I am also the first master trainer for Meta Health in India, pioneer in the field of Meta Health in India, matrix re-imprinting, advanced clearing energetics, and information medicine. I also train people in these modalities and train people in sound healing and color therapy. I love teaching, but more than loving to teach, I love learning. And it's so beautiful that I learn from each and every one of you every day. आप नहीं होते तो मेरी पढ़ाई थोड़ी अधूरी सी रह जाती, थोड़े कनेक्शंस नहीं फॉर्म होते, और एक और फैमिली जो यहाँ पे है वो मुझे मिलती नहीं. सो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत थैंक यू, धन्यवाद दैट आप मेरी जिंदगी में आए, क्योंकि आप जब से मेरी जिंदगी में आए हैं, ever since Get Set Up has come into my life, I feel I have a family in this lockdown that I can reach out to every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that really warms my heart and makes me feel really happy about life. So thank you very, very much. In deep gratitude to each and every one of you. So what do we do at Get Set Up? Get Set Up helps you and me to learn useful skills from people like you, so that, and it makes our journey completely wonderful. It makes this journey of learning amazing. We learn from each other, and ideally I can actually see you on the camera. That's if you put on the camera, and you can request the recording of this program. All you need to do is go on the email help@getsetup. And if you're joining by mainstream, then the best way to participate is to register for the class and join us. We are not paid to promote any specific products on this forum. Today's seminar is all about we understanding, we women as well as men understanding what is the meaning of presence of our life. Basically, what is a man doing for a woman in her life? What is your father doing for you? What is your son doing for you? What is your brother doing for you? So take 2 minutes and write down, what do you think your brother? I'm just going to read these messages before we go further because this is really important. So Vinod Monga is saying medicine, and Madhushri is saying it's because of ego that he does not speak. Madhu, I would actually disagree with you. It's not just ego. Just think about it. There is a death ceremony and a woman is crying and howling and screaming and rolling on the ground. Maybe that's an exaggeration. But a man is sitting in one corner and trying to be strong because, and we'll take the example of the same man who expired 2 days back. His father is 85 and he was 54. His 85-year-old father is trying to hold everyone together. He hasn't given himself permission to cry and express himself like his granddaughter can or his grandson can. Is that out of ego, or is it something that we've been teaching our sons that you shouldn't cry? You shouldn't express yourself. अच्छे लड़के रोते नहीं हैं, लड़की बन जाएगा तू। सिर्फ लड़कियां रोती हैं. Only girls are allowed to cry. You are a sissy if you cry. You can't do that. बाहर जाके लड़ाई करनी है ना, तूने पैसे कमाने हैं, रो रो के कमाएगा. You have to go out and earn your money. You think you're going to cry and earn money? You're a cry baby. Stop it. Be strong. We women at home train our boys to be warriors, to be medicine men, to go out in the army, to have a heart to give. And yet we teach them never to express, never to cry. There is shame. Yes, John, you're absolutely right. What kind of shame do you think is there? You can unmute yourself and tell me. What kind of shame is there in expressing? Thank you.
Oh, we were just taught to be brave and strong, like you say.
Yes. And you know what? That's not bravery. Research scientist Brené Brown says, if you cannot express yourself and cannot express your vulnerability, then you cannot even express your love. Because to be in love is truly being vulnerable. So many women today who are aping to be a man, not the best self of herself, have stopped expressing love because she's become more like a robo, because she wants to be empowered and want to be powerful. And emotions, of course, are a story of weakness. ऐसे लगता है कि अगर हमारी लड़कियां भी रो लेंगी आज तो वो गलत हो जाएगा. हम लड़कियों को बोलते हैं बी ब्रेव, तुमने ही इस घर को संभालना है. Are we making a society which is not going to be able to express and just kill itself? So we really need a lot of thought pattern here and thinking, what are we really doing to our society? Rakesh says, let's go back. Thank you for that, John. Manjushri says, I didn't get that, Manjushri. Could you please unmute yourself and speak your mind aloud? Thank you,
बंटवारा हो जाएगा, बंटवारा हो जाएगा.
Oh, बंटवारा हो जाएगा. The partitions will happen if a man expresses, because man only knows how to express with a sword or a knife or with anger. So the women are there to calm them down. Don't. That's not nice. Wow. They think they are strong and they shouldn't show their vulnerability. Madhushri, I will just reframe it. Society thinks that men should be strong and they should not show their vulnerability. Absolutely well said. And we women believe and never teach our sons to be vulnerable because we can't see it. You know, we got to think, how many of us have seen our fathers cry and not felt bad about it? Put it down in chat. How many of you have seen your fathers cry, your son cry, your brother cry, and not blamed another woman for it? How many of us have just sat down and said, no, I don't think it was man's fault. There was a bitch standing behind who did this to him. Manjushri say, I'm half mom, half papa, and to my son, and I have seen. What have you seen, Manjushri? Could you please? Yes, I have seen my father cry. Thank you, John, for that. And you know what? There is something very vulnerable, very heart-touching when you see your parents cry. It puts you in a place of introspection. It makes you think. And thank God that he showed his tears to you. Because what does that mean? That he's as human as he could be.
Yes, ma'am, I have seen my father, even my husband crying also due to that financial crisis and all. He has cried a lot. मुझे रो लो, जितना रोना है रो लो, फिर रोना नहीं है कभी तो. ये बात थी. और मेरे बेटे के लिए मैंने मेरे हस्बैंड को बोला तुम हमेशा इसका फ्रेंड बन के रहोगे, दिन भर तुम ऑफिस में रहते हो, सवेरे 8:30 जाते हो, रात में 8:30 आते हो, तुमको दिन भर का रूटीन इसका कुछ भी पता नहीं है, इससे तुमको फ्रेंड बन के रहना रहेगा। मैं मदर हूँ, मैं मदर बन के रहूंगी, तो आई शुड बी स्ट्रिक्ट ऑल्सो एंड आई शुड बी अ फ्रेंड ऑल्सो, बोथ द थिंग्स आई हैव डन।
Thank you, Manjushri, for that. I will just translate it for people who don't understand Hindi. Madhushri ne kaha hai, she is saying that she has seen her husband cry during the financial crunch that they had. She also told her husband that you need to be the father and a friend to your son, and I will be his mother and friend. And she has seen her husband cry. And how did you take it? Manjushri, kaisa laga dekh ke ki wo ro rahe the?
बहुत खराब लगा था उस टाइम पे, बहुत बहुत तकलीफ हुई थी उस टाइम पे मेरे को।
यहीं रुक जाइए। I want you to get it. When husbands cry, sons cry, it really hits hard. Why? बहुत बुरा लगा था क्योंकि हम ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, कहीं
नहीं करते, हाँ, ये एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं,
एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं कहीं पे। हमें they need to be strong and they do not have a choice and not to cry. अगर उसके बावजूद उनके आंसू निकल जाते हैं तो हमें बहुत खराब लगता है. We really need to introspect. Why do we feel bad if they are crying? We really need to think. Carol says that they stuff their emotions and they've been taught it is bad to show them. Absolutely, Carol. Would you like to add something to it? Who in your family could never show emotions? Was it your father, brother, or is it your son? Which man are you talking about? Or is it your husband or your lover? Rhoda says that most men are not demonstrative but are able to express anger easily. Absolutely. We taught them to express anger. Go fight a war. Go kill. When you're in army, you're taught that if there is anything wrong happening, go kill. But at home, people are taking advantage of you. Don't kill. Tolerate. Why do our rules change? If you teach a man to kill, he will kill. And there'll be only one programming. Oh, something is wrong, so I have to kill. Like the traffic jam. The red light means stop. Any injustice happening means kill. Be angry. He's not going to understand the difference between, oh, this is army and now I have to, and now I don't have to change my programming. That doesn't happen. राकेश, आप अनम्यूट करके बताएंगे कि when you're saying shyness की वजह से आप शेयर नहीं करते हैं, तो क्या आप अनम्यूट करके बता सकते हैं what does that mean for you? And thank you very much for sharing. राकेश शेयर करेंगे? Rakesh, would you like to share? Okay, let's go further. So Shobha says that they like to lick their wounds in private. Yes. Nikki says there is a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. Yes. From childhood, they are told men do not cry. They are drilled that way. So what is the first thing we have to change? Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Sanjit, go ahead.
सर सुनो अभी सुनो हाँ मैं वो बात सुनो अभी मैं बात सुन रहा हूँ अभी सुनो अभी मैं नाम नहीं बोलूंगा अभी जानते होंगे उसके बीबी का 43 या 44 एज था उसको हिस्टेक्टमी कर दिया हम लोग क्यों भाई कहाँ टाटा में
सर आप शेयर कर रहे हैं क्या? Okay, I'm muting because I think Dr. Sanjit was trying to share. From childhood,
जनरल पब्लिक हो गया अभी
जब तक हम टाटा कंपनी में काम किए रिटायर भी हो गए तब भी आप
रिटायर मतलब 20 साल काम के होंगे ना 20 साल
I'm muting everyone right now. So they are dominant. Men provide support, physical, emotional, economic support. Don't cry like a girl is what is told. Anger is glorified in the society. Mothers tell to their kids, don't do this, Papa will be angry. Very well said. Beena Bayani says कि हम बच्चों को बोलते हैं चुप कर जा, गब्बर आ जाएगा. And the gabbar of our life is the papa. पप्पा आ जाएगा. पप्पा के सामने तुमने भी नहीं रोना है, हमने भी नहीं रोना है. We are not going to cry in front of husband. Constantly we tell our girlfriends, oh, I can't do this, my husband doesn't allow it. And where you want to do what you want to do, you will eat up his head, but do it anyways. We are somewhere using our men as an excuse to do and not do certain things in our life. So you really got to think about that. I have seen my father cry too. Rhoda, could you please unmute yourself and share why did you see your father crying? What was happening? Thank you. I really
my father lost his father, who was a person on a ship. He was a ship's captain and away for many years. So when he actually passed away, he wasn't able to go and pay his respects, etc. So he sat at home and cried like a baby. First time I saw my father cry, because I must have been about maybe 10 years old.
Okay, very good. Go back to being 10 years of age and tell me, just imagine you're standing in the shoes of a 10-year-old Rhoda. I really respect you for this. And thank you for sharing.
No, I remember him, crying from the pit of his stomach. He was crying, the heaving cry. And my mother was trying to tell him, it doesn't matter if you haven't seen him, it's okay, not your fault. I can still remember that. And he was crying, when you heave and cry, it was something that for me was very disturbing and scary, because my father was my hero, no? Tall, well-built, good-looking man crying like a baby. So I thought, oh heavens, heaven has come to an end.
Rhoda, amazing. Our husbands, our fathers are like our heroes. When they cry, we feel disturbed. We snatch away the ability for them to be ever vulnerable. And then we women complain that our men are not sensitive. Really? Think about it. चाहते हम ये हैं कि हमारा हस्बैंड हमारे साथ बैठ के लव पोएट्री पढ़े, हमें बोले कि तुम सुंदर हो, मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ. तो क्या है ना, वो हमारे हीरो हैं. और अगर वो रो दिए तो तुम्हारे दिल पे इतनी जोर से ठेस लगती है कि you do not know what to do. इसे क्या बोलेंगे हम? Amazing ना? चलिए राकेश, आप शेयर कीजिए. Rakesh, please go ahead and share.
Hello.
Yes, Rakesh. Thank you.
ये मैडम, नहीं पहले मैंने जब शाइनेस लिखा तो उसमें शाइनेस फील होता है, पता नहीं क्यों होता है.
सर, शाइनेस के काफी रीजंस हो सकते हैं, पर आप शायद इसलिए नहीं एक्सप्रेस करते हैं क्योंकि आपको गलत नहीं दिखना है शायद. और अगर गलत दिखोगे तो उससे अच्छा है कि मैं उस शाइनेस के पीछे खड़ा होके ना कुछ कहूं तो बेहतर है. Sometimes men express because they are scared to fail. They are scared to lose. उनको lose नहीं करना है.
Emotionally, I am very weak person.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Rakesh, for sharing that you feel that you are emotionally weak. In my view and in my opinion, there's nothing called emotional weakness. You may be going through a phase of life where you need to sit down and talk to a counselor and deal with whatever is going on. I really respect your sharing is. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your guidance.
Thank you so much. Darshika is saying that strong men are vulnerable. What does that mean, Daksha? Darshika. Miss Shah, what does that mean? I've not seen any males cry. Sarika, you really missed something. Sarika says she has not seen any male cry. My husband also cry after brain stroke? Darshika, could you please unmute yourself, darling? Could you please unmute yourself and speak to us? Sabai, do you want to unmute and speak? Please unmute and speak. Thank you. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
I am very much agreed with Rhoda. Even I have not seen my husband crying. First time when he has lost his father, he was crying like a baby. And that was the first and last.
How did you feel when you saw your husband crying? How did you feel?
I mean, what is, means we are crying full day. So like a 15 or 20 minutes like a baby, he was crying. So what, nothing new. We are to crying every second day or third day.
Thank you very much. Can you also hear in her voice, she doesn't know how to answer that question? It's very interesting. कभी हम ये कहते हैं कि वो रोते ही नहीं, कभी हम ये कहते हैं कि वो रोते ही नहीं, और जब वो इजहार करते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं वो रोए थे कभी. हमारे दिल पे कुछ कुछ होता है, आप रोना बंद करें. हमारा हीरो मेल्ट हो गया. Darshika, please unmute yourself and speak, and thank you very much. I'm putting you in spotlight. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. जब मेरे हस्बैंड को 2017 में ब्रेन स्ट्रोक हुआ तो वो पहले 3 महीने तो बोल ही नहीं सकते थे. फिर बाद में 1-2 वर्ड्स बोलने लगे. फिर उनको समझ में आया कि मुझे कुछ हुआ है, अब मैं क्या करूं, मेरे पास नहीं जॉब है, कुछ भी नहीं रहा है. तो डेली 1 ईयर तक ऐसा चलता रहा कि वो भी रो रहे देते थे, मैं भी रो देती थी. फिर बच्चे भी थे, बच्चे बोलते थे कि मम्मा कुछ नहीं, हो जाएगा सर्वाइव, आप डोंट वरी. लेकिन उनके ब्रदर ने इतना सारा सपोर्ट दिया ना कि हम लोगों को कभी लगा ही नहीं कि हमारे पास कुछ है ही नहीं सर्वाइव करने के लिए. तो मैम रोना तो आप पूछो ही मत, इतना स्ट्रगल किया है ना, रोने के बारे में बहुत स्ट्रगल किया है. क्योंकि उनको संभालना, एक तरफ पूरा राइट साइड पैरालाइज, व्हीलचेयर में लेके जाओ, फिर लेके वापस आओ, फिर फिजियो में लेके जाओ, फिजियो से वापस लेके आओ. तो बहुत तकलीफ हुई क्योंकि वो इतने सीईओ थे कंपनी में, और सडनली ऐसे हो गया तो वो सोचने लगे कि अरे मेरा तो सब कुछ खत्म ही हो गया, मेरे पास अभी कुछ नहीं रहा. क्योंकि मैं बोल भी नहीं सकता हूँ, क्योंकि स्पीच आर्टरी पूरा डैमेज हो गया था, तो वो बोल ही नहीं पाए. अभी काफी कुछ हम लोगों ने इतनी सारी थेरापीज करवाई, इतना कुछ एफर्ट लगाया, अभी काफी कुछ बोलने लगे हैं, चलने भी लगे हैं. तो मैं वो एक बहुत पीरियड बहुत खराब था 2017 to 2018. अभी
Thank you for sharing. I really respect your sharing. And for people who didn't understand what she said, she was saying that her husband was a CEO of a company. He got paralyzed, lost his voice, and when he recovered from his unconscious state, he would cry every day, and so would she. Children and she thought that they will not be able to survive, and yet God is very great that his brother stood by them and made sure that they survived, and they have held their hands together and have survived. He's gone through a lot of therapies. So this is what I'm talking about. When you lose your face, you lose yourself, and when you see your hero tumbling down, it brings up something in us that we are not able to explain. Because women in India pray to the man and pray for his long life, pray for his stories, that he will be fine, make him a hero. And to see a hero, to see a Superman going down and sitting in a wheelchair, which also happened with the man who played the Superman, is a very scary place to be in. Most of you have said that when we saw a man crying, we felt sadness, we felt shock, we did not look at it as something positive. Then why should a man cry and go and get therapy? Why should a man cry and go and get therapy? Because that feels as if the hero has fallen from the pedestal. that he cannot regain his space of being a hero. So due to physical strength, men feel it's weak to show emotions. I would rather say, how about when you're praying next time and keeping a fast for your man, also keep this in your prayer. भगवान इसे इतनी शक्ति देना कि जब इसका दिल करे रोने का, इसको रोते हुए कुछ ना हो, तकलीफ ना हो, और हमें इसे रोते हुए देख के कभी तकलीफ ना हो. क्योंकि सिर्फ क्या आदमी को खुशी के आंसू बहने के लिए आपने दिए हैं, बट उदासी के आंसू आप दे नहीं रहे हो, उसे अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हो. So the food, it's food for emotions out. So men should cry when they need to. Men are strong. So we've all looked at this. People are keeping Karwa Chauth. Men are not allowed to cry. Could this be the crux of the problem of a man's diseases? Could this be the crux of everything? Could this be something that we haven't looked at before? So can we become aware, accept, and understand that there is a need for a man to also express like the woman? We haven't trained them, and we haven't trained ourselves to create that safe space for a man to be vulnerable, to be not a hero for 2 days, to be just an ordinary citizen maybe. When you don't allow the man that space, you cannot get a man at home who can express his joy, happiness, and his love. Can we understand what his sexual needs and desires are? And can we empower the man? Because if we empower the man, we may be able to empower the woman along with him. So today I'm going to be talking further on this. And we are going to look at what is the difference between man and women, which we did cover last time in the women's health. And I'm just going to quickly take you through what is the most significant difference. For your man, you expect him, so let's look at it like this. Let's take off the slides. Let's just imagine I'm a man right now, and I'm an old caveman. ठीक है? So imagine करो कि आप भी जहां बैठे हो, आप केव एक टाइम पे चले गए हो जहां पे आप केव एरा में हो, and you are this caveman, और घर में तुम्हारी बीवी भूखी बैठी है, बच्चे भूखे बैठे हैं. You have children at home, you have your wife at home who is very hungry. Until you do not go out and hunt, she cannot cook the food and give it to you. So what will you do? Put it down in the chat. What will you do? As a man, so all women over here and all men over here right now for just a few minutes are only men. We don't have any woman on this forum. So imagine that you have a wife at home, you have children at home, your parents at home, and they haven't eaten. And you are the hunter. What will you do? Put it down in the chat. What will you do? What will you do? How will you go out and hunt? So if I had this knife and there were 4 of us going together in a group, hunting together, and I will be hunting, will I be sitting down and talking to the man? Imagine I'm going to the forest where I'm going to hunt this big deer. What am I going to do over there? Am I going to start speaking with each other? Am I going to say, oh, hiran hai yahan, maar de. What will happen? What will happen if I do this? If I reach the forest and I scream loudly as a man and
the deer will run away. Deer will run away.
Run away. So my prey will run away. My food will run away. So men had to chase the food which had got legs, which could run away. So they couldn't talk. They used to use sign language. So if there were 4 men who are going for hunting together, because they never went alone, they went as a group out together to hunt. So the manhood was all about a group of friends which went out to hunt And how did they hunt? They had these knives and arrows in their hands. Not even knives at that time. They had arrows in their hand, and they spoke to each other like this. Ishare se, like with sign language. Got it? They didn't speak from their mouth. Because if they spoke, the food which was on the legs would run away. And what is an expectation of a woman? My man should sit down and talk to me. अरे बाबा वैसा बनाया ही नहीं है ना उनको. He was a hunter. अगर वो बातचीत करेगा तो खाना भाग जाएगा. ऑर्डर नहीं करना उसको जाके होटल में खाना दे दो. He had to buy no food. He had to hunt for food. And today also men are hunters. So as they were born, their psyche was all about being a hunter and speaking in sign language. They don't use their mouth. They use their hands. They use their legs. They use their body. And then when the man comes back home and tells his wife, sweetheart, I want to make love to you. The woman says, oh, he's got only one thing on his mind. Sex. He didn't ask me how I am, how I am doing. He just wants to jump on me and get into bed. Sorry, that's not allowed. How gross. Kya samjhe? Whatever you've understood, put it down in the chat. What did you get from what I've just told you? Anybody who would like to share? Anybody who would like to share? Agree, disagree? Okay, let's go further. Women, on the other hand, as a group, sat at home. Their job was to cook and take care of children. Now, when she has to take care of a child and cook also, the child is crawling around somewhere. She has to have the eyes over here, ears over here. And her whole infrastructure is around how she will talk to her girlfriends. A, मेरा बेटा ना सारा दिन रोता है, कुछ तो करो, कुछ तो करो, कुछ तो करो. And the other one will say, ले तेरे को तो आता ही नहीं संभालना, मैं पकड़ के दिखाती हूँ कैसे खाना खाता है. I will teach you how to take care of your child. Women were close-knit. They sat down in smaller circles. They gossiped with each other. They spoke with each other. Why did they do that? So that they can have strong network at home. And similarly, they had their eyes all over the place. The mother has her eyes everywhere. She can sense what's happening to her child. She can sense whether the food is cooking or not. She can sense what her mother-in-law is doing. She can sense her friend who is far away, because that's what was taught to her. Language was given to her to express. Men, if they used language and not the sign language, they would lose the khana, they would lose the prey, the food would run away. Whereas women, if they didn't use the language, they wouldn't know how to connect. So men were not taught to connect. Women, right from the beginning, were connecting with each other, and they were forming groups, and they were talking with each other. They were becoming each other's support. The problem today is we want a woman to become a man and a man to become a woman. And that is like only available. And then when we say, oh my God, children are changing their sexuality, we don't like it. But what is the expectation that we have? The expectations are still the same. And we'll see how the expectations are still the same. So I'm just going to read out the messages, and I really, 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 really value what you have put down, because in your sharing is the whole world. Due to higher, no, Rhoda says, very true, heroes don't cry. It's food to get emotions out. So men should cry when they need to. Yeah, that's true. Men are strong like God. Inner strength is there. Karwa Chauth. Yet we never seen in that manner. Manjushri, just start thinking. When the man doesn't go out and earn, what is the first thought that comes? Oh my God, Satyanas. The head of the family dies. Oh my God, batwara ho jayega. Property will get distributed. Why? is it? There was a whole survey done, and to begin with, man and woman were educated in the same way. Slowly we find that the gap between the women and men become bigger and bigger because we do not teach our daughters how to be financially equipped. We teach them how to be emotionally equipped and how to take care of the house. We still are not teaching, and even including me, my husband keeps telling me, come, I will tell you what finances are all about. But at the same time, that gives me complete goosebumps at times when he says that. And it's not that I'm not earning, I'm earning every day. And yet there is a small kachra in our brain where we think that financial independence only means earning money. Financial independence also means how you look at money, how you hold yourself together. Men are still hunters, going out and still searching. Women are ones who are using the language. So Manjushri says, my son has told me that he has a Bengali girlfriend, and I told him I don't like Bengalis. But after thinking, after a long time, I asked him to get married if you do MBA. Why are you putting any how do you say, conditions for love? Allow Manjushri, allow him to do what he...
Condition is necessary, ma'am, because थोड़ा post high रहेगा, बच्चा भी start किया job करना, थोड़ा he should work up little, then only he can be able to take care of his family and all. He will not have his responsibility. That is not necessary.
Thank you, Manjushri. This is how we think, that if our boy has to get married, he has to be responsible enough, he has to be able to earn, he has to be in a higher post to be able to take care of the financial needs of his family. Can you see how much of pressure we put on our sons? They are constantly thinking आंकड़े में, पैसों में, status में, गाड़ी में, घर में. And we are constantly thinking of how to network. Can we leave one expectation today? Can we stop making our men women? या तो हमें ये चाहिए कि वो बाहर जाके अर्न करे, या हमें ये चाहिए कि वो घर में सारा दिन सेंसिटिव हो. दोनों चीजें इकट्ठी मिलना मुमकिन नहीं है, बहुत मुश्किल है. I will chase him to the forest to hunt. Yes, अगर वो काम नहीं करेगा तो आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. आप उसे बोलेंगे उठ जा, जा जाके काम करके आ, घर पे क्या बैठा है निकट्ठा. We like our men going out and working, don't we? Gives you security. And right now, so many men, when they're sitting at home and doing work from home because of COVID, you still feel that they're doing nothing. कंप्यूटर के सामने ही तो बैठा है. मेरे को देखो, इतनी गर्मी में खाना बनाना पड़ता है. Somewhere we are scared, we don't like the roles that we have got fitted into, and yet we command the same roles from our daughters as well as our sons. Multitasking, women are masters of many things. That's because they were at home. They have peripheral vision, not tunnel vision. Men have got tunnel vision, एक ही तरीके से सोचना. And women have got peripheral vision. यहाँ भी देखना, वहाँ भी देखना, वहाँ भी देखना. Double responsibility. It helps as a help at home equally to a wife too, and deal with the outer world. Yes, Beena Bayani is absolutely right. Men have got double responsibility. One at home to be the metro man, to be the expressive man, and he cannot go out in the corporate world is like a forest. You cannot go out in the corporate world and start expressing your emotions and speak poetry. It does not taken well. Any person who's at a high state, at a CEO level or the top level management is very lonely. It's very alone. और हमें लगता है वो मस्ती करके आ रहा है. I'm not saying that they don't enjoy that, but some way we also have pushed them into that story. Educate girls, make them independent. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, madam. Education is great. It is the application of education that makes you independent, not education itself. Interfere too much in the house and they are at home. Yes, Rhoda, because they are used to having office where they are throwing to their peon, go, ye karke leke aao. telling the other guy, do this, I want numbers. By 10 o'clock, I want this number at home. I want these many numbers to be done. If you haven't done, out of the job, where he can't come home and tell you, BV, if you don't pick up these things and do not keep the house well and clean, I will throw you out of the job. Before he says that, he'll be out of the house. So please understand, for him, he's used to bossing around, and that is telling him how high a status he is. Many men who are on the top bracket in the corporate ladder, they do not do things by themselves. They are the brain on that seat. They are delegating work to other people, and that delegating work becomes part of their story. When they come home, they're delegating work to you, and you don't like it, and they don't understand what is the problem. So let's go further. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. So let's understand.
I want to say something.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I find as if I see men, I would say my husband is very strong, naturally not showing emotions.
Can you please tell me your name so that I can put you
I'm
on?
Madhushri, yeah. So my husband is very strong, not showing emotions, always being the strong support. But as he is aging, so I find he started becoming very emotional. For small things, he gets depressive kind of. So
Madhushri,
I feel
doesn't always mean depressive. So let me explain this to you. As a man gets older, his testosterone levels in his body go down. And as his testosterone levels in the body goes down, Madhushri, as his testosterone levels in the body goes down, he starts feeling more and more expressive because estrogen levels are going up. And estrogen levels in a man make him very irritable. And what is interesting, when we are married, when we first meet each other, there's a spark. There's that fire. Even if it touches you like this, now you go, ooh, kuch hota hai. And for man also, kuch hota hai. Men and women both like seeing good things. You see, when you go out in the world, you go for vacation, you like seeing the mountains, you like seeing the sea. Why? Because it creates dopamine in our body. Now, for men, more the dopamine in the body, the more the testosterone is getting secreted. So when he sees the woman looking beautiful, different, more dopamine is getting secreted and more testosterone is getting secreted, and he wants to hold her and make love to her. But she wants to talk. She doesn't want him to make love to her. And at the same time, as he getting older, in the marriage, there is nothing new. There is nothing exciting. He's talking about love and she's saying, when are you going to get over with? When are you going to get done with? You are the same pose, same nightie, same side of the bed, and there is nothing exciting left for him as well as for you. Do you want your man to be happy? Create exciting stuff around your love life. Create exciting stuff around how you look, how you connect, and then see him smiling and beaming. Because he just does not feel that he can satisfy you. Most of the women are very difficult to satisfy. Men's biggest grievance is that he does not see his woman happy. अगर वो खुश नहीं है तो उसको लगता है कि वो आदमी नहीं है. And अगर वो आदमी नहीं है तो वो अपने आप को कितना ही खड़ा होके दिखा ले कि मैं सुपरमैन हूं, वो फील नहीं करता है अंदर. और जब वो अंदर फील नहीं करता, he cannot show it to you. I hope I've answered your question. Anybody else? I'll take one more question. It's already 2:51. Time really flies, guys. And so fast, it's not even funny. I'm putting over here a feedback form for all of you. Please do go and fill the feedback form. And anybody else for any question, please unmute yourself and ask. Thank you, Shri, for that question. That was brilliant. interfering too much. You're correct about loneliness. Absolute instructions all the time to say it again. Absolutely correct. Women expect men and sons to take care of the house, repair, electricity, plumbing problems, everything. We are constantly complaining. We are constantly not happy with them. Can you imagine constantly not being happy? ये शादी की वजह से. This is because of marriage. मेरी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई है शादी से पहले, शादी के बाद, शादी से पहले, शादी के बाद. Constant nagging. Your man doesn't feel like a man in front of you. He doesn't feel like your hero. And if he doesn't feel like your hero, he cannot be your hero. And that's the crux of the men's health problems. When he doesn't feel like the alpha in the house, he cannot show you. You want him to, कि ना wind आई, क्या बोलते हैं, flood आया, storm आया, and man should stand like this. मेरे को मेरी mother-in-law से भी बचाएगा, सबसे बचाएगा, ऐसे खड़ा रहे, शील्ड बन के, मेरा हीरो. वो बेचारा आंधी ले रहा है, तूफान ले रहा है, सब खड़ा है, मैं हूं ना, मैं हूं ना, मैं हूं ना, शाहरुख खान की तरह ऐसे खड़ा है, मैं हूं ना, मैं हूं ना, मैं हूं ना. और at some point उसकी body gives way and he falls down, and then you can't see your hero falling down. Then you feel sad. So after joining Get Set Up session, wholeheartedly enjoyed, and we are growing younger every day and feeling more strength and stamina to fight any situation. Thank you so much, Sabha. You are amazing. And is this why we go for it? Yes, Shobha. Because you have never praised him. The other woman on the other side, she's waiting for him. She's dying to make love to him. She's trying to have the physical contact. She's trying to share with him. She's constantly trying new things, not to please the world, but to please him. She constantly makes him feel like a hero. आपको जो हीरो महसूस कराएगा, आप उसके पास जाओगे और फिर आप बोलते हो, सड़ी हुई कुल्टा, उसकी तो मैं पिटाई कर दूंगी. अरे किसी की पिटाई करने से पहले तुम खुद को खूबसूरत और बना लो. तुमने तो अपने आप को कूली बना लिया. You become a कूली जो दुनिया का बोझ उठाता है, और क्योंकि तुम दुनिया का बोझ उठा रहे हो, जैसे ही वो घर से आता है तुम ये बोझ उठाते हो और उसके सिर पे. तू तो ऑफिस में मस्ती करके आया. You met your friends. You have so much of entertainment. I no entertainment. And nowadays women are doing double job, taking care of children, and they're taking care of husband, taking care of in-laws, taking care of their work, and they want to be super women. अरे बाबा, एक काम करो ना, one time at one time only. Be the CEO of the company who designates work. काम और बढ़ाओ मत. Make it simple, stupid. Thank you for attending this session. Palak, thank you for putting those messages. My husband is our hero for my daughters and so many working people under him and love him so much. Yes, वो हीरो बना रहे, इसलिए उसको हर रोज प्रेज देने का. Darling, you did brilliantly well. Teach the better halves to be really educated, etc. अरे डॉक्टर संजित, वही ट्राई कर रही हूँ, वही कोशिश कर रही हूँ. I hope you like my effort. Vijay, thank you. Nice informative session. Thank you. Life is simple. Women not only go for kitty parties, but evening for pubs, etc. too. But it's difficult to be simple. चलिए last 5 minutes हैं जिसमें आपको get set up के बारे में बताते हैं. Don't go. I will read out cards for all the men and women on this forum. It was a very thank you very much for supporting this idea of bringing men's health to you. My idea is to bring sexuality on the platform in a way that you can absorb and make your life more happier, because we seem to have forgotten who we really are. You are not just a vagina and a uterus.
We need another session. No, not enough.
Thank you so much. I will bring another session. I am not negotiating. Get Set Up is being very kind. I'm talking to them if I can bring you sessions like this on every Saturday, where you have your men folk at home and they can join the sessions together so that you can improve your connections with each other. And if you allow me, then I will speak as boldly as possible if this is taken well by you guys, because for me, that's really important that this comes out gracefully. And I hope that you have understood the spirit behind which we are operating right now. So I'm going to skip all the slides and go right to the concluding slides. There is a lot which we'll cover next time. So in summary, we have understood today quite a bit that we have a huge role to play in how men feel in our life. We have a huge role to be happy. If you are happy, your family is happy. Don't just educate a girl, teach her how to be happy. Kama Sutra started from our country. The first kiss was from our country. And then we forgot all about it. Sex is not taboo. Sex is one place where you can connect spiritually, mentally, emotionally. But you should be ready for that. And I have been treading very slowly onto the topics because I don't know how you will take them. So if you don't like me saying something, please do tell me so that I don't repeat it again. And if you like something that I have said, please do tell me so that I repeat it again. Yeah, I hope we can empower ourselves, because our true empowerment can only happen if men are taught how to express love, not anger only. They are allowed to express anger because that's how they are. But if we can allow them to express their other side of it also, that would be so empowering for women, because then you can stand being the woman in complete truthness, in your femininity, and he can stand in truly as a man, as a somebody that you can look up to as a hero. But think about it. Do you really need a hero, or you need a husband? Do you really need a hero, or you need a son? Do you really need a hero, or do you need a brother? Do you really need a hero, or you need a friend? And that's something for us to understand. Our bodies are similar and we can stand on our feet and we can do everything with our hands. Why do we need a hero in our life? Can you be your own hero? And if you can be your own hero, the man can be a hero for himself. How men understand and how women understand is very, very different. If you like what I shared with you, please share it with your boys. Please share it with your husbands. Please share it with your friends so that this message goes across. And you can also go and connect with us tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing another new topic, which is empty nest and how to deal with it. Empty nest is all about when your children leave home and go away, what happens to the couple. And day after, we will be doing sound therapy. If you want to write a feedback on the social handles that are there, like Twitter or Instagram, please do go make a post and tag us by putting a hashtag get set up, or you can write down @get set up. You can also send your post to Siddharth. If you do not know how to post it, his address is right there, siddharth@getsetup.io, or his phone number, which is 9321439549. And you can please send your message to him and he will make sure that it goes on the social handles. I am extremely grateful to you. If you could please write down the feedback and send it, and you can put it even today right now on the chat box. And last but not the least, do not forget to invite a friend if you feel that this topic is useful for you. I'm going to just read the chats that are coming through. And the chats that are coming through is Dr. Sanjit is saying knowledge is power. Ma'am, please do not get recording. Please do we get recording of your session. We won't be able to show it to men. Yes, Pammy, you can get the recording. Please write to Siddharth @getsetup.io and you will get the recording. Look in other direction and not smart life, better to light. Thanks a lot, ma'am. To dissipate darkness. Okay, recording is definitely available. Thank you very much. And we are going to do the last bit, which is the cards, which is the most popular part that you all like. And this is at your demand that I always pick out cards at the end of the day. If you have any questions still there, you can put it in the chat. There is one more new message. tomorrow I'm hosting a session. Beena Bhandarkar is hosting a session tomorrow at 5 p.m. on dental care and oral hygiene. I'll be glad if you will be there. I will be there definitely, Beena. On Saturday, we will get other recording of the other session. Yes, if we are going to be doing on Saturdays, I still haven't got the permission or go ahead. We will be doing.
Anu. I'll be waiting there for you.
Thank you very much. I am going to pull 5 cards for all men and women here. The first card is, we all need to be grateful that there are men and there are women in this planet Earth. So can we together say, we are grateful to have each other in our life. We are grateful to have each other in life. Can you say it loudly in wherever you are? I'm grateful to be a woman and I'm grateful to have all these men in my life. The second card of the day is, I am at peace within. I am at peace within. I can hear a lot of noise. I'm muting. If somebody wants to talk, please put your hand up and I will unmute you. Mary, do you want to say something? Just go ahead. Unmute yourself, darling. Just go ahead. Hi, Mary. Okay. I presume that I misunderstood her. Okay. So the third card is, I love you to extend. I love to extend returns to me. I love to extend returns to me multiplied, which means all that gratefulness that we are giving the men and to ourselves today, it's going to multiply and come back to us. So allow that multiplication to happen. This card is all about abundance, joy, love, money, everything coming into our life. And the last card of the day is, it is safe to express my feelings. Yes. One of the biggest problems with humanity today is we don't express, we react. Allow yourself to express gracefully, beautifully, amazingly. And you don't need to ape men and start getting angry sitting there. Sabah Khan, go ahead.
Yes. Can I express my feeling for my husband in 2 lines? My husband name is Kamal Khan. Na Shahrukh Khan, na Amir Khan, na Salman Khan. Khanun mein Khan, Kamal Khan.
Shabash, very nice. Anybody else wants to express? Anybody else wants to express to their husband, to their fathers, to their brothers, a message for them? Anybody wants to express? अरे आप शाय बैठे रहोगे तो गाड़ी छूट जाएगी. हमारा भी टाइम हो गया है, इसलिए जल्दी जल्दी एक्सप्रेस करें, अंदर बैठे रिएक्ट मत करते रहें. चलिए जल्दी से बताइए, किसी ने एक्सप्रेस करना है? सब चुप बैठे हैं. डॉक्टर संजीत, आप ही एक्सप्रेस कर दें.
एक्चुअली नॉट एवरीबॉडी इज कमाल ना, इसीलिए सावाजी जैसे एक्सप्रेस कोई कर नहीं पाते हैं. But I am every time hesitating how today in 2021, 50 plus women are still hesitant about speaking about sex, about psychology, about life. I am really perturbed. Could be 40 years I am in Delhi, so maybe I am not, I have a narrow vision about humanity around India. But that is 30 years back, okay. But today, very, very unlikely. With so much of movies at home, TVs at home, children at home. I don't know. I could not fathom it out. But you are doing a great job. You continue it. And ladies are good teachers. You are one of that. You can infuse ideas.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
शुक्रिया, शुक्रिया, बहुत शुक्रिया. ऐसे है कि क्यों नहीं हम बदले, क्यों नहीं हम बदले, इसका जवाब तो हमारे पास है नहीं. क्यों नहीं हम बदले, इसका जवाब हमारे पास है नहीं, पर बदलने की चाह जरूर है, इसीलिए प्लेटफॉर्म पे आए हैं. अभी नहीं तो अगर बदलने की चाह ना होती तो कोई सुनने भी नहीं आता, और अगर आप सुनने नहीं आते तो मैं किसको बताती। तो बहुत शुक्रिया।
करेक्ट, वेरी करेक्ट, ट्रू।
हाँ जी बिल्कुल। इसलिए डॉक्टर संजीत, ये ऐसा कारवा है बातों का कि बातों बातों में शायद हम जीत जाएं, शायद हम कुछ एजुकेशन ऐसी ले जाएं जो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप 70 साल के हो, आपका कल लास्ट डे है लाइफ का। जैसे कोई बोलता है ना,
Actually, at every point, you can speak more words and can ideas more infused. We can give more data, but the infusion, you people are good. All the ladies are good. But I am just perturbed, not getting the idea that you're asking every time, can I express this at this forum? So that's why I feel what's wrong there. I was just thinking like a doctor's way of thinking.
डॉक्टर संजीत ऐसे है कि सबकी सेंसिबिलिटीज हैं, इसलिए धीरे 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 से मेरी जिंदगी में आना, बस ऐसे ही। चलिए, शुक्रिया, वेरी थैंक यू। फिर कल मिलेंगे 2 बजे। बाय बाय। सेफ रहें, खुश रहें और लोगों को ग्रैटिट्यूड देते रहें। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।